Okay, this is a two-sample confidence interval example. Pause the video and read the paragraph. Hopefully you've done that. So we know this is a confidence interval because it says confidence interval. We know it's a two-sample because we have two groups. We have men and women. They give us two means, two sample means. They give us two standard deviations. That's the real key. That's how you know this is a two-sample problem. They give you two different standard deviations. They also give us two sample sizes. Okay, our first step is identify our main variable. Remember, we don't have populate or proportions here, so this is not success and failure. We identify mu. So here mu is the mean number of pegs placed per minute. Notice I did not mention either group here. This is for the whole population. My population here is people. So I didn't mention men or women in this sentence. I'll do that down here in the groups. So each group comes with their own sample statistics. For men, we had the sample mean, standard deviation, and sample size. For women, same thing. And then we choose who's group 1 and group 2. Whoever has the higher mean gets to be group 1. So here, men are number 1 at putting these pegs in these holes. Remember, with our confidence interval, we're trying to measure the difference between the groups. We're trying to say how much higher, on average, men are than women at this particular task. So our observed difference, the sample says that 19 and that 17 is about 1.48 pegs per minute higher on average. But that's just a sample. We need to leave some wiggle room around that. Okay, so we go to our calculator. Remember, with the mean stuff, we're only using 2, 4, 8, and 0. This is a confidence interval. So the two-sample t interval is button 0. We have two groups. We're only doing t's, and it's an interval. We don't know all the data. We don't know 100 pieces of data. We know the statistics, so we hit stats. And then we type in everything we know. 19.39, 2.52, and 50. Make sure you get the ones here. You may not write these. Remember, 1 doesn't mean first or second. 1 means whichever group had the higher mean. And then 2. 50. Our confidence level was 95%. For pooled, we're going to always say no. And then we hit calculate. And there's our sample. There's our confidence interval. And all of our sample stuff is here too. All we care about is that. So we get this interval. Remembering we're measuring how much higher group 1 is than group 2. That's not 29%. These are not percentages. We're not talking about how well men did. We're talking about how much higher men were than women at this particular average. So we're 95% confident the average number of pegs for men is between the smaller and the larger, more than the mean for women. Remember, if you get two positives here, then group 1 was the winner. If you get a negative and a positive, when negative higher would mean lower, so possibly group 1 was lower, possibly group 1 was higher. And if you get two negatives, you pick the wrong group 1. All right, our margin of error is always high minus low over 2. So that's about 1.19. So notice our observed difference. The sample said the men were about 1.5 more than women. Our wiggle room's a little more than 1. So that's where this confidence interval comes from. That's the observed difference plus or minus the margin of error.